If we're being honest, seeing your pet sneeze once can be rather cute. However, the whole sneezing thing simply becomes alarming when your pet does it repeatedly. And here's what complicates matters even more. A lot of pet parents and animal lovers tend to resort to conventional medicine when they observe that their pets have a sneezing fit. Sure, they may have almost instantaneous effects, but they can also potentially make things even worse due to their chemical content. This is the reason why I made this video on the natural remedies to consider when it comes to pet sneezing. If you're still having a tricky time finding natural remedies to help you deal with sneezing in pets, then this video is definitely for you. Make sure you follow along to find out the best natural options you can go for when this health issue unexpectedly shows up. But before we get to the good stuff, I'd really appreciate it if you can hit the subscribe button so you can easily access all of my videos that are focused on keeping your pet happy and healthy using natural means. Given that health problems tend to turn up when you least expect them to, knowing these natural options will be an advantage in maintaining your pet's quality of life. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to click on the bell icon to get an instant notification the moment I post a new video. As a homeopath and pet parent myself, I know how difficult it is to get access to useful and practical information about holistic pet support. This is why I've made it my mission to share my knowledge and experience in pet homeopathy so you can also discover the amazing benefits and wonders of what nature's medicine cabinet has to offer. By the way, make sure you watch this video all the way through since I'm also going to share my favorite high-quality natural product to support your pet during sneezing bouts. Let's kick off our discussion by determining the common factors that set off sneezing in pets. There are actually a number of causes why your pet is having a sneezing fit, which I'll walk you through as we go along. So the first one is it's just your pet's body normal reaction to an itch or a tickle, especially when it's near his nose or mouth. And it's not uncommon that your pet would let out a sneeze or two if you gave him a tickle on the nose while you're cuddling him. The next possible reason why your pet is sneezing is when fine bits of foreign objects get stuck inside his nose or sinuses. So the usual causes include dust particles, pollen, small pieces of grass, among others. Another common cause of pet sneezing is contact with chemicals or items containing the same that may harsh your pet's nose. This can include household cleaners, bleach, paint, perfumes, cigarette, and vape smoke too, as well as detergents. Allergy is another factor that can set off sneezing in pets. Whether it's seasonal allergy that takes place during certain times of the year, contact with dust mites, or allergy triggered by consuming certain foods like shellfish, eggs, nuts, these health issues can trigger sneezing bouts in pets. One other reason why your pet is sneezing is dental problems, such as chipped or damaged teeth, diseased gums, abscesses, as well as tooth decay, all can affect the muscles and tissues in and around the nasal region, which could result in sneezing as a rather unusual immune response. And finally, respiratory issues can also lead to sneezing in pets as one of their key symptoms. Now that we've got that covered, let's touch on the things you should keep in mind if you notice that your pet is sneezing constantly. If you're anything like most pet parents, chances are you're going to be distressed if you observe that your pet is going through repeated bouts of sneezing fits. However, the first thing that you should remember when this happens is to assess the situation and determine the possible reason why your pet is sneezing in the first place. How about we apply the common causes of sneezing in pets that I've just highlighted earlier? So let's start with this. Did you just tickle your dog's nose? Sounds obvious, but still a good question to ask yourselves first. And another question, was your pet playing in the yard where he could have been in contact with maybe dandelions and other similar plants? Was he just around household cleaners or similar chemicals? The other question, does he have dental issues that need attention? Or finally, is he suffering from a respiratory health issue of any kind? These are the things that you should check first to properly assess the situation. Sure, repeated pet sneezing can be quite troublesome for us pet parents, but immediately panicking when this happens will just do more harm than good. Next, let's discuss if you should be worried if your pet is going through repeated sneezing fits. The short answer is it depends. Sneezing in pets is generally normal and maybe just a natural response to bits of dust or pollen, or perhaps a ticklish sensation on his nose. However, it becomes a whole different story if the frequency and severity of your pet's sneezing fits increase a lot. While a quick sneeze or two a day isn't much of a problem, the situation turns different if you notice that your pet seemingly has forceful sneezing bouts within very short periods. This is the part where knowing the right natural remedies for sneezing in pets comes in really handy to avoid making this situation worse. But before I walk you through these pet sneezing natural remedies, I just like to ask you a quick question. What is the best strategy you have when it comes to preventing sneezing in pets? The top tip that I can share from my home pet care checklist is to give your home a thorough vacuuming at least once a week. This is to get rid of dust and similar particles. How about your tips? Please do share your ideas in the comments section. I am looking forward to checking them out really soon. Now, here are the natural remedies for sneezing in pets that I was telling you about earlier. Aloe vera helps the lungs become more resilient against inflammation. Frontiers in Nutrition reports that according to various laboratory studies, aloe vera contains rich amounts of a compound called barbolone, which possesses anti-inflammatory properties. Besides helping wounds, nicks, and cuts to heal faster, barbolone is also seen to promote a stronger immune defense against the infiltration of inflammatory cells in the respiratory system that can set off chronic sneezing in pets. To use aloe vera as support for pet sneezing, you can either extract the gel yourself from the plant or go for the store-bought variety. You can thoroughly mix a teaspoon of aloe vera gel with fresh water to make a refreshing and sneeze-preventing drink for your precious pet. Another great natural remedy is apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar helps stave off inflammation and inhibit harmful microbes. According to the open access journal Scientific Reports, apple cider vinegar not just has the ability to keep harmful microbes at bay like E. coli and S. aureus, but also prevents inflammation that can trigger sneezing pets. To use apple cider vinegar as support for pet sneezing, mix 1/4 of a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar with a bit of broth or water, and then just add the whole thing to your pet's regular meals. On top of that, keep in mind that while apple cider vinegar is safe for pets, remember to only give yours a very small amount since too much can lead to an upset tummy. Next up is black pepper, as it disrupts the way respiratory bacteria gather food. Sure, this may sound surprising, but black pepper, the black pepper from your kitchen actually has natural compounds that help get rid of respiratory bacteria by preventing them from gathering food. And that's according to the National Center for Biotechnology information. This action basically starves the respiratory bacteria and causes them to die out. To use black pepper as support for your pet sneezing, only add a very small amount to your pet's meals. Remember to mix the whole thing very well, as black pepper can have a spicy kick if it's not mixed up properly. By the way, this application can only be used for dogs and not cats, since black pepper, no matter how little, can cause upset stomachs in felines. Next up, virgin coconut oil, as it helps boost airway defenses. Another study published in the NCBI highlighted that virgin coconut oil contained active compounds like lauric acid. Lauric acid helps strengthen the airways from allergic lung inflammation. Laboratory studies also show that these active compounds help make the airways smoother and more supple, increasing their overall function. To use virgin coconut oil as support for pet sneezing, all you have to do is mix 1/2 teaspoon of it to your pet's meals. However, it's crucial to remember not to go over more than 1 teaspoon per day when using this application. Also go for food-grade virgin coconut oil since it's pretty much tasteless and odorless compared to other varieties. Next on our list is fresh ginger. Fresh ginger helps restore weak or diseased respiratory tissues. Science Direct points out that fresh ginger contains natural chemicals that have been observed to help stimulate cells in the respiratory system to secrete what we call cytokines that counteract viral infection. To use fresh ginger as support for pet sneezing, all you have to do is peel and grate about 1/2 thumb-sized piece, and you can add it to your pet's food. And also make sure you integrate it thoroughly with your pet's food since ginger can be rather spicy when consumed straight. Another application that you can go for is to steep slices of fresh ginger in a bowl of hot water for at least 15 minutes or when the liquid takes on an amber-like color. You wait for the mixture to completely cool down and you can give this ginger tea to your pet as a water substitute. Now, oatmeal. Oatmeal helps deal with exercise stress. According to the NCBI, oatmeal is loaded with a water-soluble fiber called beta-glucan that is not just heart-friendly but also very beneficial to the respiratory system. Beta-glucan has been observed in laboratory studies to help stave off exercise stress that can possibly set off upper respiratory tract infection in the long run if not dealt with properly. To use oatmeal as support for pet sneezing, the easiest way to pull this off is to soak about 2 teaspoons of plain unflavored oatmeal in cold water, and you can allow it to soak overnight. And you can add that to your pet's meals as a very lung-friendly supplement. Next is turmeric. Turmeric helps the respiratory system relax. The International Union of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology points out that the rich curcumin content of turmeric is seen to have a relaxing effect on the respiratory system. Apart from helping calm the tracheal muscle, curcumin also has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, which are very beneficial in keeping the lungs in tip-top shape. To use turmeric as support for pet sneezing, all you have to do is peel and grate a small piece of this spice and add it directly to your pet's meals. Remember to mix it thoroughly with your pet's food, since turmeric also has a spicy kick when eaten straight. And while we're on the subject of natural support for pet sneezing, I'd just like to share my favorite product when it comes to keeping this health issue at bay. It is Zumalka's Dust Mites Remedy. It is designed to help alleviate symptoms of allergy and similar respiratory issues like violent sneezing, spasmodic cough, itching spots, as well as sunken and tearing eyes. And moreover, this remedy also promotes healthy skin and overall comfort by helping your pet say goodbye to frequent scratching and licking, which can be triggered by allergic reactions. And if you're looking for a premium natural product to support your pet during dust mite allergy, which is normally indicated by constant and forceful sneezing, this remedy is definitely one option you should consider. You can find out more about Zumalka's Dust Mites Remedy when you check out the description of this video. One of the reasons why most people miss out on the benefits and wonders of natural products in keeping their pets happy and healthy is the lack of useful and practical information available on the web. But there's no need to worry just yet. Reaching out to a holistic medicine professional whenever your pet is feeling unwell is as easy as visiting our Contact Us page. You're sure to get in on the right bits and pieces you and your pet have been looking for all this time. So don't forget to check out the link to our Contact Us page in the description after you watch this video. So that ends my video on the natural remedies that you can use to properly deal with pet sneezing. I'd really appreciate it if you can click on the like button if you learned something from this video. And if you haven't done so already, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button so you will have easy access to all of my videos that are about giving your pet the quality of life you've always wanted using natural means. And why don't you watch this video on hassle-free and natural dog home cough remedies next?